This is the Porsche Taycan, and over the past few years Porsche has released a fair few different versions of the Taycan, ranging from the Cross Turismo to the Turbo and GTS models, but today we're looking at the entry-level version, simply called the Porsche Taycan. Now, not to worry, just because this is the entry-level version, it's still got everything you'd expect to find on a Taycan, from its good looks, as you can see, to a decent range, as well as being really fun to drive. But all that fun does come at a bit of a cost, because this really is quite an expensive car, despite this being the cheapest Taycan available. But in this review, I'm going to walk around it, tell you what I like, what I don't like, as well as everything else you need to know about the Porsche Taycan. I'm Charlie Atkinson, and welcome to EV Powered's review of the Porsche Taycan. Now, when it comes to the design of this car, the Taycan has pure Porsche DNA running right through it. We're actually filming this review today at Porsche's HQ in Reading, and there's every single type of Porsche on display here, and the Taycan just slots right in really nicely, which is a good sign because Porsche don't tend to make bad looking cars, do they? But this is an electric Porsche, so there are some differences, most notably at the rear end, where you have this continuous light bar which goes all the way across, and there are some other little features as well, like the fake vents you've got at the side, but other than that, it's got all the hallmarks of any great looking Porsche. This model we're reviewing today comes with 20-inch wheels, which are an inch bigger than the ones you get on the standard wheels, and every inch matters, so that's important. You've also got this beautiful front end with 4-point LED headlights, but other than that, there's not a great deal else to say, other than this is just a really good looking car. I'm not too sure on this colour though, the frozen berry. I think I like it, but I'm not sure I'd choose it for an extra 750 quid. Now, that brings me quite nicely onto all the optional extras, because there are a lot when it comes to the Taycan. This particular car starts off at just over £72,000, but with all the bells and whistles added, this ends up coming in at just over £86,500. And all those optional extras include things like the black trim on this window, which will set you back 250 quid. These electric folding wing mirrors are another 200 quid. And even these matrix LED headlights will set you back over £2,000. With all these extras, this model does end up being more expensive than some of the higher spec versions. But if you are considering buying one of these, you probably will want to kit it out with a few of the optional extras. And I suppose by doing that, you do get to design and build your very own Taycan in a way. Just be aware that with every little detail you add, it will come with a bit of a cost. When it comes to the inside of the Taycan, it's an absolute dream. There still are a few optional extras like these BlackBerry leather seats, the sound system and the parking assist, but even without them you still get a few nice things, such as this 16.8-inch curved touchscreen. There's a few other nice features. You get this Taycan logo on the center console, you've got this multi-function sports steering wheel just over my shoulder, and you also get a lovely fabric lined roof, which makes this feel very luxury and very premium. In terms of tech, you have two USB-C ports for your phone, and you also have wireless charging which supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And even the standard audio setup comes with 10 different speakers dotted all around the car. Even in this sporty EV, you still get a great deal of storage space, with 407 litres in the boot, which is massive, but you also get another 84 litres at the front. So whilst this Porsche might look like any other sports car, it's still got you covered when it comes to storage. When it comes to the Taycan, you know you look the part, and now you also know you can fit your weekly shop in the boot. Okay, so that's enough looking and that's enough talking. Now it's time to get in and take it for a spin. Okay, let's go for it. That is lightning. Honestly, that is so immediate and it's just so quick off the mark. And I mean, even something like the Tesla Model 3 has a faster 0 to 60 time and is technically quicker, if you like, but it's something about this being a Porsche and the seating position, this feels unmatched, and it's nothing like I've ever driven before. Okay, so now we've got that out of the way, I can actually start talking to you about what it's like to drive this car. And let's face it, we all want to know about the power. What you just saw there was 0 to 60 in just over 5 seconds, and that's thanks to the 79 kilowatt hour standard battery. But on this model, it's been upgraded to a 93 kilowatt hour battery, and that's thanks to the Performance Battery Plus package, another optional extra which will set you back another £4,000. What that means is it can deliver 380 horsepower and 357 newton meters of torque, which basically translates into lots and lots of fun. But it's not all about fun when it comes to the Porsche Taycan, because it is pretty suited to the real world as well, and that's because it has a combined WLTP range of 301 miles, and thanks to its 270 kilowatt hour battery charging capabilities, you can also recoup 5 to 80% of your charge in just 20 minutes. So you've got the best of both worlds with the Porsche Taycan, because if you want to just blast it and stamp your foot to the floor, it's going to put an immediate smile on your face. But if you're using this sort of day to day, then you can just sort of relax into a nice comfortable drive, because as we've touched on, the interior is lovely. The seats, these leather bucket seats, are incredibly comfy and you feel really nice and secure. You've got a really nice low driving position, and you've got plenty of range as well, so you can really enjoy your time behind the wheel of this car. Now, I am trying to be a credible motoring journalist and provide a really in-depth, objective and balanced review, but so far I can't find anything I don't like about this car. It seems pretty perfect, and I mean, we've only got this car for a few hours today, and I really don't want to give it back. Okay, I've done it. I finally found something I don't like about this car. This Taycan sign shouldn't be in the same colour as the car. You can have it in black, but of course it's an optional extra. So there we go. Something I don't like about the Porsche Taycan, and my credibility as a motoring journalist is restored. Okay, now back to you driving, Charlie. It's even little details about just how smooth and refined the indicators feel, and everything's nice and responsive. The steering wheel is perfectly shaped to your hands, and you do feel really nice and secure and tight just behind the wheel. So every little detail has been considered here, and it just makes for pretty much the perfect driving experience. It's got such a presence on the road, and even when you're chucking this about at high speed, you do really feel like all four wheels are gripped to the road, and there's no other way to describe it, but this car really does stick like shit to a blanket. Another impressive feature you've got with the Porsche Taycan is all the different driving modes you've got and the difference in performance, but it's really quite noticeable between each one. I'm just having a little flick through now, and currently we're in the range mode, which is Porsche's eco mode equivalent, but even when you just flick it through into normal mode, it's got so much more punch about it almost immediately. And then when you flick it into the sport mode or sport plus mode, which are basically your fun modes, then you really can start to enjoy it and just start flying around little roads into corners, and that's when you're really going to get the true Porsche Taycan experience. So there we have it, the Porsche Taycan in all its glory. Now, I'll be honest, I've always been a fan of this car, and it's probably my dream EV, so I was really looking forward to getting behind the wheel of it today, and to be honest, it really didn't disappoint. In my mind, it's the full package. It's got an amazing design with an interior to match. It's practical both in terms of range and storage, and it's also really fun to drive. Sure, it's expensive, but it goes back to that old adage of you get what you pay for. And if you can afford this car, then you're in for a real treat. That's all for this video. If you liked it, then please do drop us a like and remember to subscribe. You can also head over to our channel to check out all our other electric car reviews. For daily news coverage, features and much more, you can also head over to evpowered.co.uk. Thanks once again for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.